Welcome to the Principles of Machine Learning. My name is Cynthia Rudin.
And I'm Steve Elston.
Now, machine learning is everywhere. This is the time for machine learning. It's becoming mainstream. It's in the search engines we use every day. It's in the bank teller machines reading our checks. It's in our smartphone assistants like Cortana. Jobs in machine learning are in every industry. And we're thrilled to be able to give you an introduction to machine learning in this course. So let Steve and I introduce ourselves first. So I am an associate professor of computer science and electrical and computer engineering at Duke, and an associate professor of statistics at MIT. And my main expertise is in machine learning and data mining. My lab is called the Prediction Analysis Lab. And I have a PhD from Princeton University. And a lot of my work that I do is applied machine learning, and it's applied to problems in the electric power industry, in healthcare, and in computational criminology.
Hi, and I'm Steve Elston. I'm a co-founder and principal consultant at a data science consultancy in Seattle called Quantia Analytics. I've been working in predictive analytics and machine learning for several decades now. I've been a long-term R, S++ Python user and developer. Started using S when it was a Bell Labs project, and of course more, in recent decade moved to R like everybody else. I'm currently an advisor on Azure machine learning and some other analytics products to Microsoft. And I've worked in a variety of industries: payment fraud prevention, telecommunications, capital markets, including things like market and credit risk models, clearing and collateral management, and also worked in several industrial areas such as forecasting for logistics management. And I have a PhD also from Princeton University, and mine is in geophysics.
Now, when I first learned about machine learning, I thought it was magic, a way for computers to predict the future just by seeing the past. And, it's a way for computers to learn on their own how to solve problems that I can't solve. And that's exactly what's going on. Computers are learning just from observing what's happened in the past. But it's nothing like magic. Now, machine learning, in addition to being a really useful toolbox for industrial applications, it also gives you a perspective about the way your mind works. So let's say that I asked you why you could learn and why a computer can't. Right? What would you say? Would you say it's because you've seen more of the world than a computer has? I mean, I think that's not particularly true anymore because we have lots of pictures and video and sound now that we could feed to any computer. Is it because there are more connections in your brain than in a computer? Well, that might be part of it, but lots of creatures with much smaller brains than my computer can still learn. So that's not it. Maybe you could argue that a brain is more flexible in some ways than a computer. Maybe you could think your brain is somehow more open to identifying new types of patterns than your computer. And that's why you can learn, perhaps. The interesting thing is that actually that's not quite the way it is. In fact, it's sort of the opposite. Your brain is really good at identifying only certain kinds of patterns. In fact, these are the types of patterns that it's expecting. The fact that humans can learn is not so much a consequence of so much of the human brain being flexible as it is of the human brain being inflexible, being wired to identify exactly the types of patterns that it comes across, right? Natural images, real sounds, patterns of behavior. These are things that we're really good at identifying. Humans are absolutely awful at identifying patterns in large databases, right? We just can't learn in some settings. And what enables us to learn in the settings we can learn in is the way that our brains are wired. It's the structure in our mind. It's not the flexibility. It's the limit in flexibility. It's that structure. Okay, so what is the field of machine learning exactly? It completely revolves around setting up structures in the computer that limit its flexibility and allow it to learn. Okay, setting up these structures is really a form of statistical modeling, and that's what we're going to do in this course. And once you can teach a computer to learn, there are a huge number of applications that you can use it on. Okay, now as I mentioned, humans are lousy at finding patterns in large databases. And so here are some of the applications that we're working on in my lab that use large databases and machine learning. And in all of these applications, the answer is really in the data. It really is. And by providing the computer with the proper machine learning structure to find important patterns, we can really make headway into societal problems. For instance, we've been looking at power grid failures and personalized advertising and healthcare applications.
So why would you want to continue with this course? What should you expect to get out of this course? Well, first off, it's going to be a hands-on introduction to machine learning. We have some great labs laid out here. There's going to be demos, so you're going to gain some practical experience at working with data and applying machine learning algorithms of various types to those data. We're going to look at actually all the major focus areas in machine learning. So we'll cover a broad variety of algorithms, methods, and techniques. We hope that as you go along here, as you work on these examples, as you listen to the theory lectures, you start to build some intuition around analytics and machine learning and how it all fits together, and mostly get an intuition of what's a useful result, what's adding value, and what's going in the direction you or, say, your bosses want you to go. And we're going to minimize the math. There's not going to be any heavy theory. So if you have if you remember a little bit of calculus and some minimal linear algebra, you should be good to go here. So we hope you get a lot out of this course, and we're looking forward to presenting it. And I think it's going to be a really great, informative class to get yourself bootstrapped into the wonderful world of machine learning.